My first ride in a Cybertruck. I am so jazzed. This is cool.
And we got tunnel cover there. Oh, I just did the gate instead. So now I'm gonna have to go close it because
it doesn't do it automatically.
the tunnel will open and close, but the gate I'm gonna have to manually go close. It doesn't have a. I don't know if that even the Beast has. I don't think any of them have it. There must be some reason for that, or safety reason. And the ride height goes up and down. You can activate all the off-road stuff and stuff.
That's pretty cool.
This is all for their dynamics.
So much more on your menus than I got on my 3, that's for sure.
So there are ride and handling, and you go into towing and hauling and all that kind of stuff if you want.
Have you tried towing anything yet?
Not yet. I have my boats
Okay.
in the spring, so that'll be my first shot at towing it and figure all this stuff out. And charging.
How many kilometers are you getting on average to a charge?
I have no idea. You're a tech guy.
Actually, you just go into your trips.
I couldn't
trips.
I couldn't tell you.
So I'll tell you trip A since last charge.
I've got 10,000 on the odometer already, but
okay, so you're averaging in these temperatures. You're averaging about 100 watt hours more than me, which makes sense. A much bigger vehicle.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it does. I could say it's similar to. I got long range Model Y.
Yeah.
And I could tell you distance wise, they're similar because we take Model Y long range to Toronto, and we take this to Toronto. And in the summer, both of them will go there, drive around for a half hour, whatever, and drive back. Yeah. No problem. In the winter, you got to be, if we drive there and back with just one stop, you'll just make it home. Yeah. So oftentimes we're always driving around. So it's usually we drive around, do whatever we're looking on the way home. We got to stop for 10 minutes at wherever we stop to top it up and get back home. That's the tip. And so this is about the same as the long range Model Y. Okay. And I think the standard was this is 531 kilometers. I can't remember.
Yeah, I think somewhere around there.
531, and that was the same with the long range Model Y is just over 500. I can't remember what. So they're very
and
close.
Of course, you never actually get that. But
yeah, and that and the extra 20 grand. Yeah, that's correct. And that and the extra 20 grand for the Cybertruck. But the Cybertruck would have had Cyberbeast would have had I think it's 40 or 50 less kilometers. And for me, because we make that Toronto run all the time, that little 40, 50 kilometer makes a difference.
Yeah.
So, I would like to see when all of this is said and done in a few years from now when they make a, 750 kilometer or whatever, which they will do. It's just right now battery constraint and sustainability for the world, and they want to get them all out. And they could make this thing go 1,000 kilometers, but then it would cost you another $30,000, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So that's the challenge. Well, I got to get that tailgate before we get going. And there's my cheat, by the way.
You're rich?
This is my cheat.
Oh,
because with full self-driving, sometimes I put the podcast on and just take little looks and peeks there. Don't put that online. I've got it right in front of me, and I'm not watching the video the whole time, but I've...
Oh, you got the little Cybertruck.
Yeah. Well, that's how cool they are. When people say, when you were saying earlier, the Elon hate, and I were talking back and forth.
Yeah.
That was literally, I had the truck, and a 14-year-old kid came into the office. I've never met him before, and he said, "Oh, my dad really thinks the truck's cool, and he collects the dinky cars." And he had one of these, and he said for me to give it to you. And I just thought, and I said, "Well, what do you mean?" And I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "Oh, he just thought it'd be a cool idea." And I said, "Well, thank you very much." And I said, Tell your dad, give me a call. I'll take him for a ride. Just nice people doing nice things because it's neat, right?
That's awesome.
So yeah, the rest of it is there. Your stuff you already know. All Tesla stuff, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi's, software service, safety. And by the way, these just came out as 5-star NHTSA safest truck on the road just recently too, right?
Yeah.
With all the crash test stuff. Yeah, everything else is just stuff you already know on here.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll go. I don't go further back. I'll go score right over there. Actually, we'll back it up.
How do you like that part?
It takes a while to get used to.
Yeah.
At first, I didn't like it. Now I do. And the other thing is because it's predictive now. So when I first got it, you had to go forward or back, and now when you're parked, it's predictive and it'll put you in reverse or front if you click off a button.
Yeah.
So I did it there, but like normally if I just hit it once, twice, if I hit the parking, that would predictively go, and 99% of the time, like this is a weird spot, but now I think now it knows that I'm here, but you know, it usually predicts when you're in a parking space which way to go to get out of there. And it's neat. They should be doing this with all their cameras, but they have wash.
Oh my goodness.
That's on the front, but not on the back. And I wish they had it on the rear too.
Oh, the rear is the worst one. Yeah.
And that is, if you look at the detriment.
Oh, so you got the camera down there now, not just here.
Yeah.
That's right.
And detrimental, or you know what I told you before, the little shelf there. The big wiper was a problem, but they fixed that. They put a new one in for me.
Okay.
I'm just gonna let this guy go. He's going behind us or whatever. So there's a couple little things there, and by the way, when you're in there, I totally agree with you on everything you're saying with Elon.
Oh yeah.
Got liberal people I'm adjusting to, so I'm just careful with my language.
I hear you.
That's why
I'm the same when I'm driving people. It's like I'll get conversation going, and then sometimes I get this notion that they are an absolute like far left
puppet.
liberal.
Yeah. And it's the media you listen to, you know, because if they're listening to mainstream media, that's what they'll get. When you're listening to Twitter and whatever you and I listen to, you will get the real thing. And it's hard. My mom's in that category too. She's 86 and she just reads the newspaper and you don't realize how manipulative that is.
When they're being paid for by the government, right? Like how are you supposed to really try? People, it's the number one rule: you don't bite the hand that feeds you, right? So
and the liberals have been in for so long that it's in those bureaucracies, as Elon's finding, right? Well, he's just, I don't get it. He's trying to save their whole country from bankruptcy, and they're attacking him.
Yeah.
Like 10, 15 years, the whole country would be bankrupt. So yeah, that you can feel it's a softer ride. And then we're right, there's the...
Whoa!
There's the pickup. So,
that's even more than mine. That's definitely, that's like, I felt that one. Holy smokes.
Yeah, they can, right around that sweet spot where you get that.
Oh!
So you're a Tesla guy, and you still get the laugh.
Oh,
right?
man.
People have never ever been in one.
Well, and I'm also not used to being the passenger anymore, right?
Yeah, exactly, because you're used to
the funny thing was, though, and this is what, you're the second guy who's done this for me. It's so cool. But before I got my Tesla, I would go, when I was doing all the research about it and thinking, oh man, I really want that. I just don't know if I could afford it. I'm trying, but I'm doing the ride share, and stuff. And I'm thinking it would be smart. Anyways, I started chatting with people. I would just pull up beside people charging at the supercharger. And, you probably know this too. Every Tesla person is always willing to talk about the cars.
Yeah,
when you got a good car, you want to talk about it, right?
Yeah, and you care.
And you're just charging anyways, so what's the big deal, right?
Yeah.
Well, this guy, so I had talked to a few people over the time, over a few weeks and stuff. And then this one time I pulled in beside this guy, and he was on the way back from somewhere, going back to Richmond Hill. And he had just plugged in, and I'm chatting with him and stuff. And he goes, "Have you ever been in one?" I said, "No." He unplugged his car, said, "Hop in."
Yeah.
Gave me a spin around the block, did exactly what you did there. I was like, and I literally went home that night, and I was in my parking. I was in my parking lot of my apartment building, and I took out my cell phone and I ordered my Tesla. And it was so cool because, like, I used to do it as well too, right? When you order these things, it's like the best car buying experience ever. There's no negotiating. You just go online. It literally, in 30 minutes, I did everything. I put my order deposit down. I got my trade-in value. I got approved for my financing in like 3 minutes, and all that stuff.
No haggling, no heckling,
the only problem with me is,
and then they want to add on this and add that.
Yeah. The only issue I had was, it was because it was during COVID. I had to wait 4 months to get it. And now I've had it for 3 years. I was just saying to someone today, like, it feels like the 3 years I've had it's gone faster than the 4 months I waited for it. It's crazy.
Let's go this way. And there's the big wiper, which is kind of freaky.
Oh yeah, that is wild.
Right. So the problem with them was it was streaking a lot on that side because they had some kind of compression issue there. And now it's good. But it's what else on it? Well, you're used to. I don't know if it's any different on mine with the.
FSD.
Yeah, it just will. And there is one little, you hear that little whistling noise, that's something I'm trying to get them to deal with. It was that little rubbing noise. Right now, it comes and goes. Sometimes it'll go away for a long time, and they can't quite figure it out. They've told me they've heard it a few times, but the engineers are trying to figure out. They said it's nothing that's hurting it, but that's that noise there comes and goes, and it's usually when it's cold. So there's something that's
might be just something in the aircon system. Then maybe there's.
Well, no, because I put the heat up, I put it down, I put the this, I put the that. I've tried all the brakes. I've tried 1,000 different things. I've tried it fast, slow, and it just and it only happens between 30 and about 60. So if or 70. So if I go faster, it goes away.
Oh, wow.
And if I'll just see what happens. Are you right behind me? We'll just see, and then down at somewhere in here, it disappears. So there's something rubbing on a brake
maybe
pad, or I don't know enough, something in the end. To me, I always think whoever built the truck, and see, then it's gone. And I think the guy who built the truck dropped a chip bag in there, and it keeps rubbing, and then I don't know. And see, then it just disappears. So it's but they're aware of it. They're on it. They can't figure it out. So, and there's not that many. I said there's 2 other people in 3 or 4 months that have a similar kind of thing. I'll find a spot and then I'll let you drive us back.
Cool.
Just want to park or something here. And I kind of like when I'm used to the Model Y's quieter, but you'll hear that little whir. This thing has a whir to it, and they all do, but it's kind of cool. It's when you get used to it, it's just a little whirring. That little. Yours has the auto park on it now too, and that's.
Oh yeah. And the other feature I love, I haven't used it too much since all the winter nastiness came, but I love the smart summon.
Yeah. This doesn't have it on it yet.
Oh, it doesn't?
Because I think the size of the truck.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
And
but it's so wild. You're being in Costco parking lot.
I have used it. Yeah, I have used it on the Model Y.
Yeah, it's just really good.
That'll automatically park if we don't. And see then.
Yeah. Look at me driving a Cybertruck. This is so freaking awesome. By the way, any of my friends in Peterborough, this lovely gentleman here that's let me do all this is my chiropractor, Dr. Doug. And he's awesome. So if you have some back issues, go see him.
A little chiro promo.
Yes. Least I could do.
Yeah, it's all good. But you get 39 out of 40 people loving it, want pictures with it, and you get one. It's usually young guys, which are teenager troublemakers anyway, and they'll flip you the bird or something, and they're always driving a crappy car. Although I did get one purple hair liberal that was flipped me the bird too once. But everybody else is all good.
My girlfriend, she took her dad out to the mall, did some grocery shopping, let him just hang out in the mall, and when they were coming in, they saw